Hello there.
Hello,
This is Hammer and the Obvious.
Fat Man.
We're here to talk to you about...
About our first question from a viewer. I'll just read the question to you. Dear Hammer and the Fat Man, I need you to settle an argument I'm having with my wife. She says that I'm a wimp and that I could never handle having a baby. I say that men are tougher. Who's right?
Well,
What do you think?
we've experienced a lot of kidney stones around here, haven't we?
Well, I don't know that we've experienced a lot of kidney stones.
But we've we've
Yeah,
treated a lot of patients with kidney
I've
stones.
experienced one. Have you ever
You-
experienced one?
You have?
Yeah. Have you ever experienced one?
Never have.
Okay,
Seriously.
then we didn't experience one.
When did you experience a kidney stone?
It was about 10 years ago.
Was that before Toradol or after?
Shut up. Okay, so anyway.
Like we said,
Yeah, the answer to that question is this. That I've taken care of
and experience, obviously.
and experienced, but I've taken care of hundreds and hundreds of people, probably hundreds, maybe they'll say hundreds of people, who've had kidney stones. The women that I've taken care of, I've had multiple women that said,
You've had multiple women, or just like the patients, to be sure?
there were patients of
Okay,
mine
I just want to
who
make sure.
said,
I'll make sure your wife knows about all this.
anyway,
Carry
because
on.
what they've told me was that they would rather have a baby than another kidney stone. Now, one of the things I've seen is I've seen multiple women who just are really, really wimpy when they're having kidney stones, and babies for that matter, who just don't seem to handle it very well at
Have
all.
you had a baby?
No.
Okay.
I've delivered a baby, though.
In the elevator, right?
Not quite the elevator, but close enough.
All right.
Anyway, and then I've had multiple men who've had kidney stones. Some of them
Handle it just fine.
just tough as
Just
nails.
buck up.
Yeah. And then some of them, the biggest wimps alive. Same with women.
So my time out here. Let's think about this. When a female passes a kidney stone, I'm trying to think back from A&P, anatomy and physiology. How long is their urethra compared to the males? It's obviously a lot shorter, right?
Well, the urethra doesn't matter, you big dummy. It's the ureter.
Ureter, yes, that's right.
Okay.
And those are both the same.
Those are the
But-
same. Right.
But how was it passing through your ureter? Or your urethra? It obviously matters.
Don't worry about my
It
urethra.
wasn't pain free, was it?
It was the ureters that it hurts.
Yeah, and give you the most pain.
Because
obviously.
here's what happens when a kidney stone's passing through a ureter. It blocks the ureter, so it's very small. Kidney stones are 3 to 4 millimeters generally.
Well,
Look like a little grain of sand.
Well, not. I don't think it sounds like a crystal. It's like a spiked grain of
It
sand.
looks like a little grain of sand.
So how much? How big?
So, well, 3 or 4 millimeters, they can be up
That's
to that.
average?
But I've seen them a lot
How
smaller.
many millimeters in a
You're
centimeter?
killing me.
Do you know how many millimeters are in a centimeter?
I believe it's 10.
10. Okay.
Anyway, what happens is you have smooth muscle that is in your ureters. You also have smooth muscle in your uterus if you're a woman.
That's true.
So
You obviously have lots of smooth muscle
when
in your body.
when it's blocked, when your ureter is blocked, the whole thing works by peristalsis. So what happens is
That's a
basically.
big word. Can you
Here,
define that,
hold on.
please?
Hold
Thank
on.
you.
Wait, put it right there. There
Oh
you go.
yeah.
So it works by peristalsis, your ureter does. So it pushes urine down in one section, then the next section pushes it down, the next section pushes it down, and the next section, until it finally empties into your bladder. Well, what happens is the
And
urine,
then after the bladder has to go through the.
your urethra.
Thank you. And that was not very pleasant, was it?
The urethra doesn't matter. That doesn't cause any pain
It's
at all.
still.
No pain, no pain at
No
all.
pain
It's
at
all
all.
the ureters. No pain at all. So
I haven't experienced it, but
the issue is that when this peristalsis, when it's trying to push the urine down through this obstruction, which is the kidney stone, it can't go past that. So the smooth muscle pushes harder and harder and harder, and it starts to get engorged and gets big, filled with urine, and it keeps pushing harder.
Engorged.
That's why we have what's called renal colic, which means it's colicky pain. So it's kind of like if you have gas pains,
pain
And
from. Does everyone know what renal means? Around here?
kidney stone. That's kidney.
Kidney, renal, kidney.
Right, but renal colic. So
Not everybody had
So-
AMP like you guys.
So what it does is, you're the biggest dummy I ever saw in my life. I just want you to know that.
Carry on.
So the pain comes and goes. It kind of crescendos, and then it gets
What
better,
about the childbirth? We don't know anything about the pain from the childbirth.
and then it gets better. So that's what causes that kidney stone
He's
pain.
ignoring me now.
The same thing kind of with the uterus is it's trying to push this baby out, but that acts as an obstruction. So the
Contracts.
uterus contracts harder and harder and harder until finally the baby's popped out. And
And
then
we have new life.
new life. With the kidney
Amen.
stone, not so much. So they're very similar. And the women, many of the women I've talked to said that they would prefer childbirth over kidney stone. So really that's what it comes down to is it's really a matter of the individual person.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Not every patient is the same. That's correct.
right.
Everybody deals with pain differently. My 10 out of 10 pain. Oh, excuse me. Your 10 out of 10 pain is probably like my 2 or 3
I'm sure.
out of 10 pain.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, right now I got 10 out of 10 pain listening to you. Alright.
Not bad. We better end this conversation.
All right. Anyway, so, but here's the real issue. The first issue is, according to your letter, your wife says that you're a wimp. That's an issue. Okay.
That's
Because
he's born with that, isn't he?
Well, here's what's happening though: is that your wife, is belittling you.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's gonna hurt your marriage in the long run.
Right. So you gotta work it out with her.
You gotta have her talk you up positively.
Right. So, because it just shouldn't be happening that she says that about you. The second issue is that you claim to be tougher than her, but I'm telling you that she had your children. So you need to love her, and you need to treat her well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not sure you should really be having this argument at all.
That's true. Why don't we just love one another?
Exactly. So you just love your wife and encourage your wife to respect
And your
you.
children.
And
your
your
children.
yeah, the children
First,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
First, love your wife, then your children.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Anyway, so that's the answer to our first question.
Moral of the story is
I don't know, what's the moral of the story?
love one another.
Love one another. Okay.
Here's.
So now, we want you to submit your questions
Feel free to comment
and feel free to comment
and email us at hammer@
gmail.com and be sure to subscribe to our channel.
Love you.
Bye.
Thanks for the memories. Bye bye now.